What's it feel like to rush for more yards in this game for the team that's always been a traditional ground pound team? You guys have obviously always been kind of the opposite of that.
Feels real good. Obviously, you know those coaches, the running back coach and Coach Shaw. So it felt good to go do that against them. Obviously, they're a rushing team, they're a dominant rushing team, and to outrush them, it's something I'm proud of.
You talked to them after the game, before the game, any exchanges with coaches that recruited you from there?
Yeah, they talked to me after the game, just wished me the best in the future, and told me to tell the family hi.
Max, what was it like coming back to this Pullman atmosphere, hearing the whole student section just scream your last name 3 times in a row? What was that atmosphere like for you?
The atmosphere was awesome. They're a great part of the win tonight. I mean, they helped bring the juice all around. On third downs, they were loud. Obviously, they had a big part in the penalties on third down, the delay of games, and then they just bring the energy. And when they bring the energy, we love it, especially that they stayed the second half. It seemed like the whole student section was there, so that was huge. And shout out to them.
Max, you guys didn't punt. I'm just curious, have you been part of many offenses that have gone a game without punting?
Oh, that's my favorite. Yeah, I told the punter at the start of the game, I was like, we're not going to need you tonight, so just go to the bench. Like, he's a good guy, but like, yeah, we don't want to punt, but we don't need him, so.
And then you had talked a couple weeks ago about third downs being crucial. You guys are 9 of 13. I'm just curious, can you explain the change?
Yeah, we're just, it's obviously a practice habit. I mean, we've been practicing it like crazy, and we've been a lot more serious about it in practice, and it showed out in the field tonight.
You guys have been involved in quite a few close games. A lot of them haven't gone your way this year, but there was a point where they were within 3 points. What do you think was crucial in you guys pulling away in these series?
Yeah, just not looking at the clock, not looking at the scoreboard or any of that. We can't focus on that. We just got to focus on our jobs. And obviously, when we focus on our jobs and just make plays, good things happen. And if you don't focus on that, then obviously we'll come out on top like we did tonight.
We talked to Misi, and he said that the energy on the sidelines for defense was through the roof. Obviously, coaches, McBath, like all the special teams even. What was it like for the offense, especially when you guys were making that separation?
Yeah, we had a lot of juice. We knew energy is contagious, so everyone brought energy tonight. All 3 sides of the ball had great energy, and it showed. Obviously, we had a big gain in special teams tonight. They did a good job. Defense had a couple takeaways, and offense did all that.
And I know he asked about it, but when the crowd's chanting your name and they want the ball to go to you to put, 7 more points on the board, 6 more points on the board, what's that feeling like?
Feels good. I think it pressures my quarterback a little bit for giving it to me, so I'm down for it. And obviously, we gave the crowd what they wanted, and it was pretty cool. My first touchdown actually wasn't a play that we had scripted for this week, but me and Gordo talked about it back at the house earlier, and we're like, we know we're going to score on this, so we're just going to call it, whether Leach likes it or not. And obviously we scored, so he can't complain for that one.
Max, I mean, the 2 games that you've had over 20 carries, it's been over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns for you, all-purpose yards. I mean, doesn't that seem like some evidence to give you the ball more?
Yeah, I'm just going to make the most of my opportunities when I get opportunities. I love to run the ball, but I also love to catch the ball, so whenever I get the ball, I'm just going to make plays. None of that's possible without this big boy right here, though. I mean, those 5 boys up front really helped me out, and it showed tonight for sure. I feel like this week we had a way better just in the run game, especially than last week. We got that nasty taste out of our mouth for sure, so shout out to the line.
And then I know you're not on defense or anything, but what goes through your head when Stanford starts passing the ball a ton and it appears that they're going to try and air raid you guys? What goes through your head?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to think about that. That was interesting. When you think of Stanford, you really don't think of that, so it's definitely something that was different.
Last one for Max. Thanks, Max.
Go ahead.
Obviously, the last 2 games have been coming down to the last few minutes for you guys. How did it feel to have a game that was pretty much locked up in those last few minutes, to be on that sideline and not have to worry about that stuff?
Yeah, felt good, definitely get into that victory formation. It's kind of been a while since we've been in that, and we're talking about that. And a win feels great. We just got to carry it into next week and have a great week of practice and prepare for Oregon State, because we're going bowling. Guaranteeing that, because we're going to win next week. See you later.
Thank you.
Tate Martin.
Hey, do you think there was a shift in mindset maybe after last week, after the Cali, you talked about, taking some teams too late than others? Do you think the team kind of changed the way that they're looking at games like this?
I'd like to think so. I mean, I feel like tonight, at least in my opinion, that we didn't look at the name necessarily of the team we're playing. We were just we had motivation to play because we wanted to get the bad takes out of momentum. And I mean, at least for myself, like that's all I was concerned about was getting a win. It didn't matter who we were playing this week.
When they're, it didn't seem like they were sending a ton of blitzes your way, but I'm just kind of curious, what did you see what was Stanford trying to do to attack Gordon, to attack you guys?
I mean, you're right, they don't blitz a whole lot until we were getting the red zone, then they would try to pack the box and bring as many people as they could. It was more so relying on twists, hoping that they could get us on twists, and I got us a few times, but I say for the most part we locked it down pretty well.
And then just your quarterback has had such an excellent year. What do you attribute his great year to?
I mean, Gordo's got a little spark to him. I mean, he's a quarterback that's out there. You know, he's John with all these defensive linemen and linebackers, and I'm pulling him off like, hey, dude, like, relax now. We still need you. You know, I don't want you to get any fights or anything, but he definitely has that spark for us, and we enjoy blocking for him.
And then last question for me is just the coherence you guys have had on the offensive line this year. How much does that matter?
I mean, in terms of just camaraderie, I guess, like, we all get along very, very well. And we all, Dre left last year, and, but, Liam's done a great job filling in his position. But the guys who have stepped up have really stepped up, so it means a lot to be able to, like, have that continued success, but at the same time recognize that we're nowhere where we need to be, and then we can just always have motivation to keep working.
Hey, given the contributions from all three facets, offense, defense, special teams, is this more of the Washington State team you expected to be all year, the kind of team you need to be?
I mean, the only thing that I really expect, again, from my opinion, is that we just like play hard, and there's been times this year where we clearly haven't done that, I think that tonight was a complete team win. And all three sides of the ball contributed, offense, great blocking, great running, great passing, defense, key stops, special teams, great blocks. Travell hits a big kick return, there's, missed field goal, so it all piles up on top of each other, and that's what enables us to slowly but steadily pull away a game like this.
Liam's encountered some penalty problems this season. I believe today was the first time since the New Mexico State game that he did have a penalty. Can you talk about how he's attacked that, how he's kind of approached that the last week or two?
He hasn't really let it get him down very much. I mean, obviously there's people in his ear, but he's not paying attention to them. He's paying attention to what coaches say, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter really what anybody thinks outside of Washington State football, That being said, I think he's done a great job, or he did a great job bouncing back this week, and I think that he knows what he needs to improve on.
And then Jared's got some work at left guard a few times. We can talk about him and where you guys have so much confidence in him, and him as just a redshirt freshman playing.
He's incredibly athletic. He came in, put weight on. He's one of the more athletic guys, second to me, I would say. But no, he's done a great job. He's made the most of his opportunities. He pays attention. He takes lessons from the older guys, and so that's a big factor to his confidence in our confidence.
You guys good with Dave? Yeah, thanks, Dave. Any questions for Tate Martin?
Okay, first off, how did you acquire your Air Force One cleats that you wore today?
I just checked in with JP, make sure they're okay. Just pretty much put them on. They look good. Yeah.
You play better if you look better?
That's the saying, but it's not always true. Yeah.
How good did it feel to have kind of a breakout game like this, despite some of the trouble you've had this season?
It felt great out there. You just gotta you can't let that get to you, stuff like that. You just gotta keep pushing, keep playing, hope for the best for your team, and just do what you can for the team.
Okay, can you walk us through that one? I think it was in the second quarter. You were wide open. It was about a 20-30 yard gain. How did you get so wide open on that play?
Just practicing the plays we run. Just harping on that play. Knowing that it can come at that moment. So we was prepared for that moment, and we did a good job pricing that play, and then it just got open. So I feel.
Did you actually go backward?
Nah, it's like I can't really give away the play, but just know I kind of like looped around a little bit. So kind of like the loop. Got backwards.
Something you threw last week in
Yeah.
practice?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Coach, he talked about how it seems like you have been preparing better these past couple of weeks. Do you feel like you have kind of paid more attention to your preparation or anything like that?
Yes, you always pay attention more, like when you lose a couple tough games. So I feel like we've just been harping on like staying focused, not letting it get to us, and just keeping our head forward and just focusing on the next game and what can get us better as a team.
Gordo told us that he told you that he was going to go to you early this game, get you more involved. How does that impact your game and the team as a whole?
I mean, it just gave me the confidence I needed pretty much, and just hearing that from him, because he's a great quarterback, just got me going faster, kept my head in it.
Was that ASU game?
Last one for Tate.
Was that ASU game kind of a wake-up call for you not playing in that game and obviously wanting to get back on the field and kind of get your spot back over there at X?
Yeah, it was. It for sure was. Just stuff happens. You gotta support your team as much as you can. Just hope for the best. But just keep your head up and just keep going.
Thank you, Tate.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Jihad Wood.
Jihad, your 100th tackle of the season is a sack. Just how does that feel, that exclamation point?
It feels good. Me and my teammates, we worked hard all year, and that was one of the outcomes of my 100th tackle. It's a good feeling, but I'm just happy to get the win.
That sack felt like a turning point in the game. Matt, how did it feel to be able to be a key contributor on that?
It felt good. I haven't had a sack in a minute, but yeah, it felt good. It's definitely a good feeling to get a sack for your teammates.
What was different this game for the defense?
Nothing mentally. We prepared how we do every week. We prepare really good every week. The way we prepared. Yeah, it was just the same. I can't tell you what was different. We just played. We played really well tonight. We showed up.
And then you had the interception. Skylar also had an interception. Just talk through how his game and his contributions to the game tonight.
Sky, he's a really good player. I've seen him go through the ups and downs just like every other one of my teammates. He has a lot of confidence in himself, and he showed that he can play up to his ability.
I know Stanford threw the ball against you a lot last year, but just seeing Stanford throw the ball that many times seems kind of strange anytime. Were you guys particularly surprised to see that, or did you guys kind of expect that, knowing that's how the game turned out last year?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. It was annoying. They threw the balls kind of every play, but they gave the DBs a chance to make plays, and it was kind of like playing against our offense. Just continuously throwing the ball. It was fun, but it was annoying.
Were you wanting them to run the ball? I know they're kind of known for being the big and strong team. You guys are known as being this quick and fast defense. Were you looking to kind of make a statement in that regard that was kind of irrelevant?
Yeah, every year we play Stanford. Stanford is always a physical team that's going to run the ball down your throat, and that's what we expected. And I think they only had like 11 attempts or something. But yeah, it was still a hard fought game and still a physical game.
It seems like you guys had them behind the sticks almost the whole game. They only converted on third down 4 times. It seems like every time they did it, they had to get an explosive play to do it, and they routinely were picking up these explosive plays behind the sticks. How difficult is that as a defense to come together when it's 3rd and 19 and they convert, now they're in field goal range?
That is pretty difficult. But they're D1 athletes too. They make plays too. It's a matter of how we bounce back, how we adjust to that. So we don't expect to make every single play, but we expect to make plays.
What can you guys do to start eliminating more of the explosive plays moving forward, and it's kind of been a problem all season? Something that obviously kind of bit you guys a few times today.
Yeah, I think that's a question for the coach. you know, the amount of work we put in, it doesn't make sense for us to change anything, you know. But yeah, that's a question for the coach.
Right after the game ended, I think Travell had the backflip right in the middle of the field. Do you think that kind of encapsulates how everyone's feeling after losing 2 games, 5 of the last 6?
Yeah, I would have did a backflip, but I can't. I would have fell on my neck or something. Nah, but yeah, it was a really good feeling. You know, just having this tough losses in the past, it's a really good feeling. It feels like you're playing no band of football.
You guys now have a few games under your belt with these 2 co-interim defensive coordinators. Has there been a little bit of a transition period? How do you guys feel confidence-wise going into these games? Because obviously it's not going to, you know, automatically feel comfortable right away, but how do you guys feel under these 2 guys?
To be honest, we were comfortable. We were comfortable right away because we knew the type of coaches Coach McBath and Coach Rockworth, and they showed up the way they should have, and you know, they got kind of put on the spotlight, but there's nothing they could really do about it. But you know, step up in that role, and they've done a tremendous job.
Success-wise, energy-wise,
Yeah.
how would you evaluate? Yeah, how you guys have kind of.
The energy has been ramped up all the way to the max from what it used to be. You know, just the energy every day in practice. It feels good knowing that everybody, you know, is on the same page. Everybody is wanting to be out there.
How important is it for you stepping up as a leader in these kind of games to continue what you guys are doing on defense?
Yeah, it's super important. I think most of my teammates look to me as a leader, and you know, good and bad situations, they look at me and they kind of like, you know, mimic my energy, you know, my reaction to things. So I think it's important for me to, you know, keep a level head through, you know, the highs and the lows.
You guys good with Jihad? Thank you.